Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Anil Sharma. It's my proud privilege to welcome you all for this meeting, a first of its kind in many ways. First time the topic of challenges of standalone clinic is being discussed. First time an advisory for a standalone clinic is being made available. I, as Secretary, welcome you all on behalf of Mera Swasth Physician Network. Now I will invite Dr. Gami, Secretary Wellness and Health, to please deliver his welcome address.
It's a pleasure to welcome you all to this webinar on challenges to stand-alone clinics in COVID times and release of advisory for running stand-alone clinics. It is, as Anil said, it is a very unique thing and the first ever to be broadcasted. I welcome the chief guest, Professor Dr. Sunil Kumar, as Director General Health Services of Government of India. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing your time.
Thank you.
I welcome if Dr. Professor Raj Kapoor is here. He is the principal of Vardhman Medical College. I don't know if he's here or not, but anyhow.
He will not be able to join due to some personal work.
Okay.
He's not being able to join.
Okay. Then I welcome Professor Dr. Jugal Kishore. He's HOD Community Medicine at Vardhman Medical College and Safdarjung Hospital. And he has been working with us for quite some time. Then is Dr. Wadhwa here. I would like to welcome Dr. B.B. Wadhwa, the President of Delhi Medical Association.
So he's not yet joined.
He is also not here. Okay. And Mr. Rajpal Singh Kochar is indisposed and is unable to join us, but he is being represented by Mr. Suvir Bhaume, the Vice President of Sales of Jagsonpal Pharmaceutical Company. Mr. Rajpal has always been very helpful to us, and as a matter of fact, this advisory that we are releasing is all due to his efforts. We are really thankful to Mr. Rajpal, and I would now like to give a token of appreciation and gratitude to Mr. Rajpal a certificate. The certificate, please.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dr. Gami. Dr. Kiran, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so glad that we have a very good attendance of 98 and we are just going to cross 100 in a moment. And thank you for introducing Dr. Anil Sharma ji and Dr. Gami for your welcome address. And so, Deepika, I was
Kiran, just a minute. Kiran, just a minute. Kiran, just a minute.
Yes.
Gami forgot. I'd like to invite Mr. Suvir Bhaume to please, on behalf of Rajpal, convey his message to the movement and the entire doctors all over the country. Mr. Suvir Bhaume, please.
Mr. Bhaume, please. Your
Yeah,
address.
I'm audible?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. Now, apologies from, I'm representing Rajpal ji because due to his some personal health issue, he could not join, though he has been with this movement right from the beginning. Dr. Garewal and Dr. Jugal Kishore knows about it very well. And I would like to thank, first I would like to congratulate the effort regarding the standalone clinic, this release of advisory, as it is already said that it is coming for the first time in a concise, very concise manner, and intentionally being, we are stepping into the digital change as far as everybody knows, has been kept electronic, digital, so that it can be updated periodically and timely whenever some new guidelines are coming. Would like to congratulate the entire team behind it, Dr. Garewal, Dr. Jugal Kishore, who had been the guiding light from the forefront as far as the formation of this valuable document is concerned. And obviously, I would like to thank Dr. Sunil Kumar for taking out, Professor Dr. Sunil Kumar for taking out his valuable time in spite of his busy schedule, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I think I'll not take much time. Again, apologies from Mr. Rajpal Singh Kochar for not being able to make it. But myself and him has always been a witness to the progress what we have made during the last few months and how the things have shaped up. And it is really heartening to see the launch of the valuable document. Thank you so much.
So thank you so much for your kind address, and
Thank you.
we are grateful
Thank you, sir.
to Mr. Rajpal Kochar also for always his help there. I thank Deepika for such nice certificates. Can you show that certificate again? And if Mr. Rajpal Kochar will, yeah, we can send that in hard copy if he wishes, and you can mail this to him. Thank you so much. So,
Okay.
Dr. Anil, please.
Okay. I think that since Dr. Wadhwa probably has not been able to come because of some
No,
preoccupied.
he has joined, but he just rang me up. He's logging out. But meanwhile, I think before that, Kiran, can we show present Dr. Gami a token of appreciation?
Yeah,
Deepika, can we give Dr. Gami's
Dr.
certificate?
Upendra Gami's certificate, can you show us? I'm so thankful for his help, always ready, always he comes on time, and he's so great.
Thank you,
We are
Dr.
very
Gami.
grateful. We're very grateful.
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you
Gami.
very much.
Thank
Very
you.
good certificate. Thank you.
Anil, you may invite Professor Jugal Kishore.
Okay. Now I will invite Professor Dr. Jugal Kishore, Professor and HOD Department of Community Medicine, Vardhaman Mahavir Medical College and Safdarjung Hospitals to deliver his address. Dr. Jugal.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, giving me this opportunity. First of all, this is my pride movement. First time, Dr. Sunil Kumar, our Honorable Director General Health Services, has consented to be part of our small activity. And as soon as I explained why it is important for Health Ministry, he immediately accepted my invitation. And his presence is making us strong, and we all feel that definitely we can, deliver our best possible services and also help to Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in whatever way is possible, because it is not the only work of the ministry, but all stakeholder has to work together to bring health to this country. So I'm grateful that he has accepted. He's with us, sir. I just want to say that actually having experience of HIV and H1N1 flu, that was equated with the Spanish flu. We had a very great fear of the Spanish flu coming back when the swine flu came. Then we have a threat of MERS and Ebola virus. Everybody knows that we had these all a kind of pandemic, but the H1N1 is really a big pandemic. I had a fair understanding of how the people are understanding and how the political reactions are there, how the media is, handling the situation. That is why, this COVID-19 is an interesting subject. And I got, actually, fortunately, in the beginning only, the Ministry of Health has sent me to Ladakh to see the arrangement over there. So I was there as a central response team in Ladakh. And after that, I have been in Madhya Pradesh, Indore, and advisory as advisor to that government. So we had a very good understanding. Then being a vice president of Indian Association of Epidemiologists, we released 2 issues of Epidemiology International Journal. And that has got wide publicity when we said that maybe I think this pandemic is going to to be vanished in coming months. And there was one article written by Dr. Anil from the ministry itself. Then, it was a good understanding of this disease. But what is happening is that somewhere there was a incorrect information going on, and the risk communication, which is very important segment of pandemic management, was not addressed properly. So we have published a frequently asked question in that journal, and Dr. Grewal continuously was, talking to me beside various programs, but also on pandemic development, this COVID pandemic, and then all the private practitioners stopped working, and their fear, we keep discussing that how best we can do and how, we have to bring them back. So because of our long association, we thought of, bringing out some kind of a advisory. And we found that actually none of the big organizations like the NCDC, that is the National Center for Disease Control, or CDC, or maybe I think Ministry of Health, has brought such kind of advisory where more than 80% of our population seeking health from the private practitioners. The private sectors play a very significant role, but we don't have any kind of, guidelines for them. That is why immediately we gear up, and under the guidance of Dr. Grewal and my guidance, Dr. Tanu Anand, she's a scientist in ICMR, and Dr. Venkatesh, who is junior to me in Department of Community Medicine, both of them worked together and brought out this, advisory. And then we have got some input from Dr. Shekhar. He is actually Shekhar Grover. He's a public health dentist in MAIDS, that is in Maulana Azad Institute of Dental Sciences. So we had input for the dental clinics. So overall, we can say that we have made this advisory in such a way that every aspect of the standalone clinic can be handled. And we have given the references not only of the CDC Atlanta, but also WHO and Ministry of Health and National Center for Disease Control. So references are given for each of the statement we have made in the guideline. In this booklet, we have described what is SARS, and then what is the disease, what are the signs and symptoms, what are the general principles of prevention and control of the problem, the COVID in clinics, and then also about the universal precaution, which is always forgotten, unfortunately. Then clinic preparedness, hand hygiene, and also the PPE. If they have to work in the clinic, then what kind of PPE they have to use, and the risk involved in various segment of the clinic, like registration and the doctor chamber, and also the pharmacy or lab if they have. So at all level, if it is a small clinic, then different areas are there. So what risks are there, how we can prevent it, these all things has been written in a very simple way. And Deepika has done wonderful job of, bringing that whole booklet in a very lively and with lot of pictures and making so beautiful. So I think this is a good endeavor, a good learning for us also, and grateful to all support which we have received from others. And I look forward, and in presence of our DG, I definitely think that this is going to be a great change and bring out something new to the country for a very huge number of private practitioners. So I'm thankful, Dr. Grewal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Jugal.
Thank you, Dr. Jugal. Kiran, please.
Thank you, Dr. Jugal. And really, we appreciate your hard work, and we are really grateful to you. Just to acknowledge this work, we will present a a certificate. Please, Deepika, can we have that?
Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
very
it's
much.
there.
Thank you.
So, and I am sure this advisory is going to be a great help to all of us in this endeavor of standalone clinics. Thank you so much. Dr. Anil.
Dr. Sharma, Dr. Wadhwa is back.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Jugal. Thank you, Dr. Kiran. Now I'd like to invite Dr. B.B. Wadhwa. who is representing members of prestigious Delhi Medical Association as President DMA. I'll request him to deliver his address, please. Dr. Wadhwa, please.
Thank you, Dr. Anil Sharma. First of all, I would like to compliment Dr. G.S. Grewal that he has invited me on this platform. I was not knowing much about this standalone clinic concept, and Dr. Bobby has told me 2-3 days back that this is the concept and how we should move forward. I am here at my clinic and running this standalone clinic from last 34 years. So you can imagine we have been in this thick and thin, but till date, no proper network is there, no proper communication is there. What are the laws and how we should operate and how we can work together, and what are the newer modalities, newer treatment guidelines, new SOPs has come out. Most of our practitioners, I am a dispenser also, so we are not knowing much about this. This standalone clinic concept network has to be made, and we at Delhi Medical Association will wholeheartedly support this concept. And what I want from the government is that they should introduce insurance to the OPDs also. When we introduce the OPDs in this insurance, that then we will be able to get the benefit of connecting with the government in every sphere. As if Ayushman Bharat has, the concept has come, but that has not even touched by this government to the general practitioners like us, or standalone clinics of he is a cardiologist or he is a ophthalmologist or something. So we want, as at DMA, what we want is that this network should be made and our demands and our problems should be told to the government, and we should come out with a solution so that our standalone clinic doctors can be benefited. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Wadhwa, for your
Thank you,
kind
Dr. Wadhwa,
words.
for wonderful words.
Kiran?
Now, Kiran, please.
Gee, Dr. Wadhwa, we will always look up
Thank you.
for your support from DMA, and we just present this certificate
Thank
to
you.
you as a an
Thank you.
appreciation.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Kiran, please.
Anil, aap bola.
Anil, Dr.
Okay.
Anil.
You
Now,
call me now.
since Professor Raj Kapoor, I think, is not available in this meeting,
I will speak.
has he come, Bobby?
No, I will speak.
Okay. Now I will request Professor Dr. Sunil Kumar.
No, Anil, pehle main bolunga.
Dr.
Okay,
Grewal.
okay.
Yes, Dr.
Now I
Grewal.
will request Dr. Grewal, Chairman, Wellness, Health and You and Mera Swasth Physician Network to deliver his talk on challenges to standalone clinics. Dr. Grewal is also President-elect DMA. So thank you, Dr. Grewal.
Thank you. Thank you, Anil. Respected Professor Anil Kumar, sir, Director General Health Services, Professor Jugal Kishore, Dr. B.B. Wadhwa, my dear friend, Dr. Gami, Dr. Anil Sharma, Dr. Kiran, Deepika, Dr. N.P. Singh, and to all the participants of this webinar. We are crossing nearly more than 200 people, and it is a great motivation for me to see all of you here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, standalone clinics, by definition, we are saying any clinic which is being run by of any specialty will be included in our work. Now, we appreciate the work being done by each one of you while you were running your standalone clinics, and I'm sure in the past you have been handling many challenges all by yourself. But you will also appreciate that there is a changing time, and the time has now come where you will need the support and strength of your colleagues to manage the newer issues. The COVID times running has amply demonstrated what I'm saying. So we are propagating, what we are announcing today is a network. But you may ask me, why a network?
दोनों असल में वो क्या है
So,
Dr. Badwa,
Deepika,
Dr. Badwa,
unmute everybody.
Unmute.
well, you may ask me why a network? Professor Jugal Kishore just mentioned that 75 to 80% of our population accesses health services of the private sector. Despite that, we don't find a place in the national scenario of helping our government to reach the universal health coverage. And the new challenges, which are changes that are happening in our clinics, which all of you will appreciate, that the OPD attendance has increased of non-communicable diseases. We are seeing a prevalence of people beyond 65 years now attending your OPDs. The equipment today in a standalone clinic, from simple bedside equipment of thermometers and blood pressure instrument, is now a PFT, a ECG, and even an ultrasound has become necessary for even primary care physicians. The treatment outcomes, patient perception is still linked to the outcomes of communicable diseases, where fever used to go off in 3 to 5 days. Tuberculosis used to finish in 6 months. But in non-communicable diseases, the results are slow, the results are late, and progress is slow. So there is a difference in perception of the patients. And because of this changing situation, these services being provided today by the private sector standalone clinics are sometimes considered exploitative, inadequate, and inappropriate also. You will hear this line, वहाँ से इलाज सही नहीं होता, इसलिए बड़े अस्पताल जाना पड़ा. So the secondary and tertiary care hospitals are being burdened by the issues that can be handled by standalone clinics. Therefore, the standalone clinic doctors, physicians today need to reinvent or reposition themselves to remain relevant in this scenario. And I think, as Winston Churchill said, that challenges give you opportunities. And Professor Jugal Kishore and me and 20 of us sat down and said that this is an opportunity for us to reposition the standalone clinics to provide the services of the gap, because even patients are hesitating to go to secondary and tertiary care. So we need to gear ourselves up, and for that, what we need today is providing efficient, quality conscious, and uniformity of services from our standalone clinics, and all these services to be provided under one brand. If we can all provide these services under one brand, our clinics and our services get a recognition. And therefore, because this needs to be under one brand, the establishment of a network is quintessential for your own survival. Only when you participate in a brand, your survival improves, people benefit by getting better services. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the concept of Mera Swasth Physicians Network. And as a member of the network, you will enjoy certain benefits and privileges. You shall be regularly provided with updating of topics which are relevant to your practice. Your professional details shall be put up, uploaded on a website which is already ready. The website name is www.meraswasth.com. If you log on to the website, you will see the names of some physicians already available on the website. Then we are going to give wide publicity to this network and to the website. Soon coming, we might have an advertisement in the newspapers. We are exploring the possibility and shall look up to our Director General Health Services, Professor Sunil Kumar, to utilize this enormous amount of workforce and our infrastructure for delivering government programs through us. All willing doctors will be willing to participate and deliver government programs. It will only help the government increase the scope of coverage of their own programs. And we would be proud to do it. We will be supporting you all as standalone clinics in adding services, specialist services, which is the need of the hour, and one of the most important services is elder care. We would be supporting all of you to provide elder care in your specialty. An orthopedic surgeon needs elder care. A gynecologist needs elder care. A cancer surgeon needs elder care. So elder care is not restricted to only physicians. And we are in the process of evolving a system by which to provide legal and administrative help to all the members of the network. So ladies and gentlemen, I invite you all to participate in this network. And as a first activity of this network, I thank Professor Jugal Kishore, my friend Rajpal, Deepika Chabra, Subir Bhaumik, and the other Jugal, who was Tinu Anand and Shekhar, who have brought out this wonderful booklet, which Professor Sunil Kumar shall be releasing very soon. That is our first activity of the network to show that we are willing to come forward and support you in improving your services, improving your image in the society, and helping you how to reach society. With these words, I once again thank Professor Sunil Kumar for sparing his valuable time and thanking all of you, the 200 of you from all over the country who have joined this webinar. And I'm sure we are going to have many more activities strengthening ourselves and positioning ourselves. I have put in my request to Jackson Paul to support the first advertisement in the newspaper. I will wait for a response from Deepika Chabra and Subir Bhaumik that they will support us with the advertisement in the newspaper, and that is going to be a public interest information that if you want updated, accessible, affordable health services, kindly log on to the website and find out your doctor of your area, because the names of the doctors will be distributed according to different areas in Delhi and all around. Thank you very much. My pleasure. Thank you, Anil. Back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Grewal. Dr. Kiran, please.
Yeah, you have to invite the doctors. Next.
Okay.
Invite Professor Anil.
Now, now I will invite Professor Dr. Sunil Kumar, Director General Health Services, Government of India,
Our chief guest.
our chief guest today, to please release the advisory for running standalone clinics in COVID times. Dr. Sunil Kumar, please.
Deepika, the booklet, please.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Grewal, Dr. Jugal Kishore, and his team who has prepared this valuable, in fact, immensely valuable document in the form of advisory to all the standalone clinics. And I've heard the views of all of you, Dr. Grewal, Dr. Anil, Dr. Upendra, Dr. Kiran, Dr. Deepika, Mr. Bhaumik. They have, particularly Dr. Grewal has laid back the foundation of how the practitioners or the network of practitioners can provide extremely valuable services to the Government of India by being the gatekeepers, by providing continuum of the services, by providing the follow-up services, by providing preventive, treatment, therapeutic, promotive services to the masses of India, while facing the challenges of upcoming pandemics like COVID. I think things of this sort are not the first of its kind. This probably indicates that we are going to face probably many of them. So we should be fully prepared for all these in future. Your setups may be extremely challenged because we were not prepared for endemics like this. So you may be facing the problems of space. You may be facing the problem of escalation of the prices, the newer expectations from the society, the vaccinations, the treatment, the screening, referrals. and so many others, which you are gearing up to meet. And also, I would suggest that you could form some kind of a dashboard or some kind of a e-platform wherein you could join the entire standalone clinics repository kind of a thing, where you can have easily access, where I can access who is the closest standalone clinic to me, where I can immediately go in times when I need. So those
Very good.
kind of things you may think of devising or developing, because they will be of immense value in the times to come.
Very good idea.
These few words, I once again complimenting the authors of this advisory, Dr. Jugal Kishore, Dr. Shekhar Grover, Dr. Venkatesh, Dr. Tanu, and of course the chairman, Dr. Grewal himself, and the entire team for preparing this document and funding this document and providing this immensely valuable document, single station where all the problems can be addressed. You can read them, update yourself, and provide the services to the masses through those inputs. So it's my proud privilege to release this advisory, and I wish you all the best and all the success in times to come. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be of immense value to all of us and all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Deepika, can you again please show that? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sunil, sir, for your very important time during this COVID crisis you have taken to participate in this.
Thank you.
Now I'll request Dr. Grewal, please.
Yeah, okay. Before we as a token of appreciation from on behalf of all of us, we present to Professor Sunil Kumar a certificate of appreciation, which is now in digital form but shall be delivered. We are all adjusting to the new requirements, sir, and we thank you once again for your presence and to be with us. It's absolutely it's absolutely motivating for me and Professor Jugal and all our team that the Director General himself is here, and your suggestion of having a dashboard is absolutely beautiful because it works out much easier and people are used to it. And we have jumped upon this opportunity where there's a large gap. A lot of physicians, sir, today have sold off their practices only because they did not know how to reopen. And we were getting calls every day, kaise kholna hai, kya kare? Because most of the advisories was for institutions or was for government-based primary care clinics. Was nothing available for the private sector. So I think we are going to take up this suggestion of yours very seriously and shall come back to you whenever we do our next activity. And Deepika, I think
Dr. Grewal, please, can I say something?
Yeah, please.
Dr. Grewal, so many people have joined, thinking that you are going to give them some tips. They are all scared to open the clinics.
Yeah, I'm just coming to that.
They are, gradually, thoda karke, they are trying to open. And
no, I was just saying that we are getting a lot of questions also.
Yeah, so please give some tips as to how to.
I think with the permission of Professor Sunil, can I, sir, just take 2 minutes to interact with certain participants?
Sure. So we would like to flip the book for you once.
Yeah, please do that. Please do that. Please do that.
Slow by slow, we'll go the first page, second page, like that, and then quickly.
Meanwhile, I'll keep answering the questions that have come.
So this is the book. Hopefully, everybody will benefit by going through this. Right, you could go to the last page and then we could.
Yeah, that's right.
Like it's a book of about 49 pages.
Yes, we've tried to make it as attractive to everybody. And as Mr. Bhaumik had just said, Professor Sunil, we are keeping this as a e-digital copy as yet, because Professor Jugal परसों ही मुझे कह रहे थे कि we might have to give some more information as time comes, because every fourth or fifth day. So we are keeping this as a digital copy. And as some people are already put in a question, Deepika, that how will we get this booklet? Let me inform all the participants that each one of you shall be receiving this booklet by your emails. If somebody has not sent the email, kindly send your email. We will send them by email. We will keep sending them updations to this booklet every 3 weeks if there is any. And we shall also upload this booklet on the website. Very soon we will upload the entire booklet on the website meraswast.com. Dr. Gayatri Juneja has asked, how can we become a member of the network? Well, to inform all the participants, all of you who have received an email shall receive a consent form, and we would like to have a photograph and your clinic address, which we will upload on the website. So all that will start from today. And there is a question, what is the minimum number of staff needed for only consultation? Ma'am, there is no minimum staff. That is why standalone clinic is alone. You could do everything yourself. Is this an e-book? Dr. Chawla has asked. Yes, sir, this is an e-book, and it shall soon be available on the website.
Dr. Grewal,
Yes, sir.
with your kind permission
Yeah.
and with,
Sir, please, sir, please.
with the permission of all other honorable members of this
sir,
group,
Sir, please.
I have some other meeting lined up for me.
Certainly, sir.
With your kind permission,
Sir, thank you
if
so
allow
much.
me to
Thank you
leave,
so much.
I can leave.
Sir,
And
very many,
I'm
very
really
many thanks,
honored
sir.
to be with you.
Thank you very
so
much, sir.
much, sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
sir.
so
Thank
much.
you for your
Thank
time,
you.
sir.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, sir.
Sir, we shall be
you.
sending you the hard copy of the certificate and the booklet both to you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So we will carry on with a few more questions that Dr. Kiran has said. What is the minimum gazette needed for the same special? I couldn't understand, Dr. James.
Before the questions, please, you can give us some tips, or as to how
Well,
they are supposed to
in a nutshell, see, when a standalone clinic is starting, when you are starting your own clinic, ladies and gentlemen, remember one thing. There are three people or three agencies that need to be looked after. First is yourself. Second is your staff and your clinic. And third is the patient. All three have to be looked after. If you just say that I will look after myself, it will not work. Because remember, I'm sure quite a few of you will agree that there is a lot of stigma attached. एक क्लिनिक में किसी कोविड पॉजिटिव निकल आया तो मरीज कहना शुरू करते हैं वहां मत जाना भाई वहां तो कोविड आएगा. So you have to create the atmosphere of safety in your own clinic. Now, within this booklet, you will see there are very simple procedures. You can have your sanitizer, the vertical stand, जो bottle के साथ आ रहा है, outside your clinic. Everybody who comes would first do it. I have one of my staff who keeps announcing them to keep their mask above their nose. The patient themselves start feeling that yes, this doctor is looking after me. I went to Dr. B.B. Gupta's clinic. He had a phenomenal safety measures taken, and there was a lot of positivity in his patients कि हमारे डॉक्टर साहब तो बहुत ध्यान रखते हैं. That is important. Safety of all three, when practiced, you will find that your institution becomes known to everybody that yes, there is safety here. Then comes some of the do's and don'ts which you have changed from prior. One is keeping your distance from your own patient. Now there are clinics which are only say 15 by 10 or 15 by 20. You'll have to adjust within that. It's not very difficult. Once you mentally agree कि मैंने इसको अपने आप को दूर रखना है उनसे. Your table and chair, if you have only one chamber. You see, it's very simple to say, to prophesize, कि keep a separate room for examination. मेरे पास एक ही chamber में clinic है, तो मैं कहाँ से रखूँगा? So within that chamber, you have to make semi-chambers. I went to Deraganj, I was crossing that day in the afternoon, and there's a very famous dermatologist there. And outside his clinic, there was a line of people standing at 3 feet distance, and he was taking one patient at a time. I stopped and asked the patient, "आपको परेशानी तो नहीं हो रही यहाँ खड़े होके गर्मी में?" The patients were very, very vocal and said, "हमें तो ये बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है डॉक्टर, हमारे लिए बहुत precaution ले रहे." There comes your strength. There comes your strength. If you genuinely take the precautions, when I was doing at my clinic, I had put in 3 chairs outside, and अभी June end के महीने में I got 3 umbrellas, 100 rupees an umbrella. So the patients are sitting with umbrellas. They have got to be made part of your team for precautions. So such are the small tips, as Kiran was saying, small tips. Everybody knows कि हाथ धोने हैं, but how to inculcate it into your clinic is what we are here for. And therefore we will strengthen each other. It doesn't mean that we'll say that a separate chamber hona chahiye. We are advocating within the same hall. Number 2, if you're keeping distance, for the moment, I'll request Dr. Jugal Kishore to comment on this precaution of mine. For the moment, if any patient who comes to you has fever, at this stage of the pandemic, I would suggest that he should not be examined any further and should be sent away to either a testing of COVID or to a fever clinic. Dr. Jugal, what do you have to say to this, please?
Also, I
True.
request Dr. NP Singh after this to please give
Yeah,
their
please.
views.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say
NP Singh
to
can tell, yeah.
Dr. NP Singh is handling people at the Ashlok Hospital, and I did ask him once that if somebody comes with a fever, what do you do? Dr. NP Singh?
Dr. NP Singh, please. Are you there?
No, he's-
Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, please. Yes, Dr. NP Singh, you were saying that when you get people with fever, how do you handle at your hospital?
People with fever or no fever doesn't make difference. We handle the patient with the total precautions, because symptomatically patient or unsymptomatic patient doesn't change the things at this moment.
What all precautions?
For any fever, we have to take the universal precautions at the moment.
I agree.
So I think that is important. A lot of people are asking questions how to get the booklet. I will repeat just now. We will be sending the booklet to all the people via email by evening today or latest by tomorrow morning.
Can you also send the link on WhatsApp?
About?
The link
Link for what?
for the booklet.
No, the booklet will come via email.
Okay.
And we will, once we upload it on the website, we will send it there.
Okay.
Dr. Suri is asking, how can our friends who are not present as the members to join the group? No problem at all, Dr. Suri. Let's give them my number, or you can give them Dr. Kiran's number or Dr. Anil Sharma's number. They can contact us, just send a message and we will send the material to them. Dr. Arun Dukul, Dr. Jugal, he's asking, what are the vaccination guidelines?
Still, we don't have any vaccine, so there is no guideline given. As soon as the vaccine will be available, the guidelines will be made. Who will be receiving the first? These all things will be made. But till today, we don't have any guideline for the vaccine.
Dr. Nikhil Mittal is asking, Dr. Jugal Kishore, any advisory for doctors above 65 years?
Doctors above 65 or less than 65, it is same. The risk is high, already knows it. So he has to be more cautious of maintaining universal precaution, as Sunil has said. So we have to, be more cautious. That's all.
I like to share one statement that Professor Jugal Kishore made to me nearly 3 months ago. You see, he said that the practice of safety measures as it is was very poor amongst doctors. He made this statement to me 3 months ago. So safety guidelines we were not following. I mean, हाथ धोना कौन सी बड़ी बात थी? But suddenly we find कि हाथ धोने से बीमारी बच रही है. So I think reinforcing doing safety guidelines is what Dr. Jugal Kishore is saying. This booklet, somebody's asked me, Dr. Harmeet, that it is only for COVID. Yes, this booklet at the moment is only for COVID. As and when we come out, what about call consultancy and PP kit? Are PP kits recommended for OPD purposes, Professor Jugal?
No, the OPD in any community, when you are doing the practice, the risk in OPD is the lowest one. Therefore, only the mask is enough. Mask on the patient and mask on you is enough to protect yourself. And then all like distancing and hand washing is enough. There's no need of having the kit over it.
And Dr. Subir Majumdar is saying that is it okay to see patients without touching?
Yeah. Not possible, sir.
Dr. Subir, we belong to the area जहाँ धागे से नब्ज देखते थे. I agree with you.
All doctors also know that you don't always need a physical checkup in some conditions, but patient used to be satisfied, once you see the pulse. But now even patients are scared.
Yes.
That is why they are keeping the distancing outside the clinic, and they are avoiding going to the clinic, and they preferring the teleconsultations.
That's right. I think what Kiran has just said, that Subir, you'll agree that a lot of patients are also willing to sit down 6 feet away from you and presenting your history. Yes, because you're not touching, it takes a little 2 to 3 minutes extra for the patients. That I agree. But there is a lot we can do without. Yes, Dr. Anil, aap kuch keh rahe the.
Yeah, I'd like to request Dr. Jugal Kishore. You see, I am 68 plus and I practice critical care medicine. My family, my wife, and I have a elderly person who's 100 plus in my home. My family, my children, they have strictly prohibited me to go and work.
I agree.
I'm really I don't know really what to do. My major practice was indoor and critical care and ICU and all those things.
Yeah, in ICU and critical care, the risk is quite high. But it is very interesting to know the study done in New York, in frontline doctors and nurses and orderlies and all that. And I am surprised to tell you that only just 15% of them were positive for antibodies. Like the infection among frontline doctors was less, not very high. So if you are having very good precautions, if you are handling the patient with good precautions, there is nothing to worry about. So yeah, risk is there.
But the mortality is 10% in doctors. Mortality among doctors is almost 10% who got infected working in these ICUs and all these places.
Yeah, that is true because if doctors are above 60 years, otherwise also the risk is quite high. In general population also, if you'll find the mortality in above 60 years is almost 70-80%. So you are at a high risk. But I'm telling you, the research work in New York, where the lot of death has occurred. So they are showing only 15% of antibodies. So it shows that they are actually perception is quite high, like the risk perception, but it is not. So you have to have the precautions.
I think that is more important. I think let me complete Professor Jugal. I'll complete Professor Dr. Subir Majumdar's question. He said that is it legally okay not to touch the patient? I think for that, I would suggest that when you're writing this, you can write oral consultation. And of course, if the person is having a heart attack, your diagnosis will save you legally. Your diagnosis of the approach to the patient will save you legally. And there are a lot of questions, Dr. Jugal Kishore, on the type of mask, which is more for the doctor and patient. Kindly elaborate. Any special masks you have mentioned? And after this, Deepika, I'll request you to please unmute the persons who have raised their hands. Dr. Jugal, anything special for the mask, please?
Yeah, we have different kinds of mask, and for different kinds of people, different kind of mask is required. N95 mask is not required for everybody. Depend on the level of risk, like in OPD and in the areas where you are doing some invasive procedure, and also ICU. ICU where the N95 mask may be useful, but in OPD the N95 mask is not required. Remember, the purpose of mask is not to protect yourself. The purpose of mask is to protect others. That should be very clear. And this, unfortunately, we are thinking that putting N95 is going to save you. So therefore, go away with this concept of, using mask. It should be that you are putting something on your mouth. So if you are asymptomatic or symptomatic, you are not shedding any kind of viruses to others. That is the most important part. So everybody is wearing some kind of mask, actually is helping others. So that should be the criteria.
Professor Jugal, there is a question on the clinic linen. Now, I would include clinic all material, say, bandages, etc. So the question is that in the pillow, like the bed sheet or pillows, etc., is linen to be discarded, or can be, how is it to be precaution for prevention of spread?
Simple washing with detergent and with the heat, like in 60-degree temperature.
But you can't change it every after seeing every one patient. What do you do?
Yeah, if you have patient where they are lying down and some kind of secretions are there, definitely you have to have some disposable type of
disposable. That's right.
Otherwise the simple linen has to be cleaned by just detergent. That's enough. No extra efforts are required for that.
And especially for gynecologists, if they are doing vaginal examinations, they will have to have disposable. Dr. Kiran, what do you say about?
We used to get, small plastic thin sheets, which we keep under the buttocks also while doing PV. And the other plastic, which is all over the gynae bed, is to be cleaned with the sanitizer after every patient gets in.
You don't need to throw it.
No, if it is not the disposable one, you can't throw the sheets, no?
So you can sanitize.
We put the plastic sheet over the other cloth.
That's important for everybody to understand that sanitization is possible. Dr. Ish Katpalia is asking how to arrange fee structure in COVID times. Dr. Ish, you're a master, you're a leader. We look forward to you to come out and say, from tomorrow I will be charging 5,000 rupees. Tumhari aisi ki taisi. Take that lead and we are with you. Deepika, can you please raise? Some people had raised their hands if they want.
Yes, sir, we have people, you can see their names here. Dr. Kiran Dua. Dr. Kiran Dua, you can unmute and ask your question. You can speak up.
Where are the names?
They're coming in the grid, sir. If you see the whole grid.
Okay, in the grid. Okay.
Dr. Usha Gera, you can ask your question by unmuting. Dr. Kiran has unmuted.
Enjoying the talk.
Yes.
Okay. No, they are enjoying the talk, she says.
Okay. Dr. Usha Gera.
We are enjoying your presence.
Dr. Sahib Singh. Anybody wants to ask their questions should raise their hand.
I am Dr. Vikram. Am I audible?
Yes, Dr. Vikram.
Ma'am, I want to make 2-3 small comments which are very important. First, I will congratulate all the Dr. Anil Sharma, Dr. Grewal, Dr. Kiran Kukreja. They have come up with the first time, I think, in this standalone clinics, they have come up, because these standalone clinics don't have much support elsewhere except for their own brothers and sisters in this doctors, family physicians. First, doctors I worked in Max Hospital. My junior from Maulana Azad, I was working in Maulana Azad. He told that Dukan. This Dukan comment should be just removed from the new generation. They should be penalized. If any doctor calls his small clinic doctor Dukan, this Dukan is a very demeaning word, like calling Sushant Singh Rajput Bihari. It is very demeaning for all the hard work that we have put in our life, for all the hard work. Secondly, one doctor I worked, MRCP. The MRCP doctor says, oh, local doctor se likhwa lena B complex. A local doctor nahi, it is a local hospital. Hospital is local hospital, not local doctor. We are the family physicians. These hospitals, these big doctors have to give recognition to the small family physicians. We are respected by the community. We have a name in the community. And this demeaning attitude should go from whether DMs are there or MDs are there. This demeaning attitude should go from them mindset. Right. Whether they should be penalized or awareness has to be increased. Please, Dr. Grewal, you please help us in this problem.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. We are working very hard.
Thank you,
we
Vikram.
25 years hard work. They make it zero.
Right, Vikram. We will address it. Yes. Professor Jugal Kishore, anything about UV box for sterilization? Ultraviolet?
No, we don't have any good, good reports that UV box can be used for sterilization of. No.
Right.
Anything.
I think.
We have two more people. Sorry.
Yes. Go, please.
We have Dr. Sushila Anthony and Dr. Harmeet Singh, Dr. Vinod Ganod.
Yeah, Dr. Sushila Anthony, please.
And Dr. Anthony?
I would like to know whether we have to undergo antibody test before starting the clinic.
No. Dr. Jugal Kishore?
No.
No, it is not required. If you have some suspicion that you have been exposed somewhere and some kind of sign symptom were there, so it is nothing wrong going for the antibodies. If you have antibodies test positive, it's good. You can always do it without any fear. So going for antibodies is not a big issue, not a problem. But not required that you have to have the antibodies, then only open the clinic is not the requirement.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for this great initiative that you guys have given. So I don't have the question, but one suggestion and compliment. So congratulations to all of you. And one suggestion, sir, as one of doctors said that some doctor call local doctor at shop doctor. So I have a suggestion that like government have a policy like in NTPC or CGHS. First, patient should go to the CGHS clinic, then they refer the patient to the hospital. So why don't we go to the government to the suggestion that every patient that is referred to the hospital should be first gone through the private practitioner in that area.
Harmeet, I think you have touched a very sensitive area, which is very important for us.
Like in US, UK.
Yes,
they don't accept the patient.
That is why I started when I said before, why is the network important? And I think we have amongst us one of the pioneers whom we discussed the network, Dr. R.K. Maria. Dr. R.K. Maria is...
Dr. Maria was there.
Dr. Maria ji.
Dr. R.K. Maria, please come over.
Can you unmute yourself, please? So you see what Harmeet is saying. If I alone try to go and tell the government ke pehle mere se refer karao phir jao, nobody is going to listen to you.
Yes.
So unless and until you have the strength of the network, and the network approaches the government or the network approaches the insurance company, and we say we are 250 people, and we are saying that the hospital cannot. Even today, the insurance, I'm sure number of times koi patient aaye honge aapke paas ki sir referral likhwa do, when they got admitted straight. So there is a policy, but it is not being followed. So it is the compliance of the policy that they have to have a referral. Let's not narrow down. We should be in a position that insurance companies, let me tell you, the future is that insurance companies, I had a call from Religare. They were saying that we want to start OPD reimbursements. Now OPD reimbursement is going to start. That is the time the network is going to present itself as an alternate. I can see Dr. R.K. Maria is trying to come forward. He's playing. Dr. Maria, yes, Dr. Maria has opened his innings.
Yeah, can you hear?
Yes, Dr. Maria, you have opened your innings. Now please come to bat.
Welcome,
At the
Dr.
outset,
Maria.
I'd like to congratulate all of you for a wonderful effort and a wonderful program. And it has been a really enlightening talk today and of different type of thing. And as far as the standalone clinic is concerned, I have started my clinic. Just few simple tips which I have been doing is that behind me I've kept a fan. I don't make the patient sit on my left side on the stool. Patient sits across the table. I do the blood testing, and if I have to check the blood pressure, there's a stream of air in between me and my patient, and so that the mask is being worn by all of us. I wear that shield also, and then that is the only contact I have with patient is checking the blood pressure, if at all.
Very good, very good, very good.
Diabetes and a cardiac practice. So, but there's a fan stream of air is always there in between me and the patient. So
Very nice.
I'm never in we both are never in direct contact with it.
Very nice tip. Very nice tip.
That's
Very
so
nice.
nice. Very
Extra
innovative.
Your tip is like an extra cover drive of Sanchit Tendulkar.
No, and another thing is, as you very rightly said, I've kept sanitizers in the clinic, and if the patient walks in without a mask, he's offered a mask. Many times they come with just a chunni libeti on move and they think the thing is done.
So many people
So it
do
is
that.
better to, for their safety and for your safety, as Dr. Jugal Kishore very rightly pointed out, the mask is to prevent the others. If the patient is wearing a mask, I am safe. That point we should not forget. If the patient is wearing a mask, myself, my staff, and other people around are safe. And another very important thing which I've done is I just call patient by appointment, 15 minutes gap. Anytime you come to my clinic, you'll not find more than one or maximum two patients.
Great.
Number 3, all the furniture I have removed, which were earlier with a rexine or a cloth covering, there are only plastic or metallic chairs, which are, every time a patient goes, my staff cleans them with the hypochlorite solution immediately.
Dr. Jugal Kishore, there is a question from Ish Katpalia. Patient comes, which is very common, Dr. Maria also must have felt it. A patient comes with history of fever for 5 days, now afebrile, having cough with a report of COVID antigen negative. His COVID antigen is negative, but he has history of fever for 5 days. How will you approach such a patient?
See, I frankly speaking, I have been treating patients with fever with this same precaution which I've been telling you. As you know that even asymptomatic patients can be carrier, whatever the WHO report may be. And if the patient, when you have a patient who's having history of fever, you are extra cautious. All your precautions are doubled. And so in that case, I don't think so with this kind of precaution. How long can you avoid seeing patients of fever?
No, I think what is important, what Dr. Katpalia is asking, a patient with 5 days history of fever, now afebrile and antigen negative, this patient is called corona-like illness, CLI. Now CLI, Dr. Jugal, how would you approach such a patient?
No, as usual, simple way. It is nothing to like, it is not good idea to label somebody COVID or some closer to COVID, because some kind of stigma is attached.
No, but would you isolate such a person?
If he is antigen negative and 5 days is already over, it is very unlikely that this person is actually having COVID. Okay. So there is no point, calling this person post or pre or whatever. Please.
May I intervene?
Person has a COVID.
Yeah, Ish,
May I intervene?
Yes,
the moment I realized that this fellow is having cough, which is coming from the chest, and there is a lot of wheeze and bronchi and creps were there, immediately I reduced my exposure to the minimum possible. I sent him for a CT scan, and the CT was showing changes of COVID. Now CT is a better indicator of COVID than the investigations, RT-PCR even they say. So immediately he had to be shifted to the government center because he was still, the antigen negativity does not rule out that he is not in inactive COVID phase. So
Yeah.
that's what my point was. This happened yesterday only.
No, but antigen negative ke baad mein, you will investigate further as you did. You did get a CT scan done.
See, you have to minimize your exposure to the patient as little as possible.
देखो, minimal exposure, please, everybody understand. Don't put your, barriers down thinking कि ये तो COVID नहीं है. Please don't do that. Everybody is COVID.
You have to.
Everybody's COVID. Your precaution has to remain the same, fever or no fever.
You have to.
And treatment of the patient carries on whatever you have to. That's my suggestion.
This is actually not a place to discuss about the positivity,
Yes.
positivity of the test. What is the sensitivity, specificity, and validity of the test? How the test is done, where it is done. So
we will have another one.
Very unlikely if a test is negative, the person may be positive. Yes, there are some chances of getting positivity. So there are different.
So I think let's not. I agree with Professor Jugal. Let's not deviate onto the clinical part, because today we are talking more about the booklet, precautions, and the network. And Ish Katpalia is a very important, spoke in the network. He and Subir are very active people right from day one. And I think if any of our panelists want to say anything more before we close down? No, Dr. Gami or?
Yes. Am I audible now?
Yes, Maipal. Yes, Maipal.
Professor Jugal Kishore, should throat examination be done under such as conditions? What we are doing is we are telling our patient to take a selfie of their throat and show it to us.
Yes,
we are not examining it. Right earlier, what we used to do it.
So when we are doing teleconsultation, we are asking for pics, किसी को boil
No, if the just a minute. अगर patient सामने बैठा है, फिर क्या करोगे?
देखना है सर.
Distance से जो दिख रहा है उतना तो देख ही सकते हैं.
देखना पड़ेगा.
If patient is sitting 6 feet away, how we can see the throat?
No, not the throat or even dental problems. Patients are having so many. So dentists are not entertaining them still.
Yes.
No. I think that is the best idea. We should take the photograph through the patient on the just selfie like.
Yes.
And
That they are doing.
Yes, that's the best idea. And we should get it on our cell phone rather than cell phone.
Can you wind up, Dr. Grewal?
You should wear a face shield.
Sir, one important question I wants to ask.
So let
Can I
that be
ask?
the last question.
Yes, please. Let me.
The last.
Yes, please.
Sir, in the single doctor clinic, like a small clinic, we are doing the practice as a family physician. And routine patient used to come for dressing after getting the road traffic injuries or abrasion and bruises and some abscess also. What we supposed to do? How we can manage? And what precaution is needed for such type things? I am not doing the dressing at all. For the last 1.5 months, I am opening.
Can I answer that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So even I have done incision drainages and such things we have to do. When it has to be done, it has to be done. So you take all the precautions. The patient has the mask, you take all sanitization precautions. My staff wears a gown, they wear a face shield on top of their mask, they wear gloves and they change gloves after every patient dressing.
I think what is important, again, I'm reminding all of you what Dr. Jugal Kishore told me 3 months back. You see, does it mean that before this COVID happened, if a patient came with a roadside injury, you did not use masks to do the dressing of such a person? And if you did
not always.
And if you did not use gloves at that time, that is why you're finding it mentally difficult to get adjusted.
Right.
So nothing new has to be done. My dear friends, colleagues, please, I beg you, nothing new is being told. Only that what was to be done all the while was not done is now being asked because you are in danger of getting a disease. But if 3 months before this, अगर आपके clinic में कोई accident के साथ patient आता और आपने उसकी dressing करनी थी, you were expected to wear gloves, you were expected to wear a mask, and do his dressing with those precautions. And if you do that now, one more extra precaution, you will give a mask to the patient also.
So,
Otherwise,
thank you.
no other precaution.
We will
Okay,
carry on
thank
this
you,
in the
thank you.
next session,
Right?
you know, all the
I think
precautions.
very soon we will have a special
Yeah.
session
Please,
on actually clinic mein demonstrate karenge. We will show you, we will
can
get,
make some
we will,
videos, you know, of the
we will
clinics.
go to a clinic, maybe we go to a doctor's clinic, which is only a one-room clinic, and actually show how things are happening. I think we will do that.
So please
Yeah,
invite
I think,
Deepika.
no,
Okay, Bobby.
before that, Dr. Gami wants to say something.
Okay, Dr. Gami.
Nini, I just wanted to congratulate Dr. Grewal for such a lovely thing. And I'm thankful to Dr. Jugal Kishore for enlightening us with all this. Thank you so much.
Bobby,
Yes, last words.
मैं बोलूं?
Yes,
last
Dr.
words.
Anil.
हाँ. Again, I am saying same thing. First of all, my heartiest congratulations to Dr. Grewal and the whole team for arranging this, and special thanks to Dr. Jugal Kishore and Dr. Sunil, because it's he who has actually told us how to manage things. And
Over to Deepika.
one thing I will say, that precautions has to be taken till this COVID thing is there, or even if it goes, basic thing is use mask, gloves, distance, sanitizer. That's enough for protection.
We have to learn to live
Don't
with
think
COVID.
whether he's positive or negative. Every patient coming to you, consider him as a positive and take precautions.
So before we hand it over to Deepika to close the session, my most pleasure and I mean it's just so you know, humbly I feel Dr. Professor Jugal Kishore, who's a junior from Maulana Azad. He's been a teacher to Dr. Gami when Dr. Gami was doing his diploma in geriatrics. And so
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Jugal is also our teacher. So I must thank Dr. Jugal for always available to us to guide us. And I must say a special word of thanks to Deepika Chabra. The speed at which we work and the beautiful booklet that she has brought out. We never thought when we gave the script that it would come out so beautifully. I'm sure when you receive it by your email, you will all enjoy. Please give your feedbacks because this can be edited and changed for the present moment. A special thanks to Gami, Anil, Kiran, NP, and Dr. KK Jain, who's not here at the moment. A special word of thanks to them. And of course, my dear friend Rajpal, we just, whenever I think of something new or innovative, Dr. Gami and me just say, koi baat nahi, Rajpal ko phone karte hain, wo to karwa hi denge. So Jackson Pal is like family. And I thank Jackson Pal, Rajpal, Bhaumik, and Deepika. Thank you so much, Deepika, for making this happen today.
Just will put my
Thank
slide.
you, everybody. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, Deepika?
Sir, thank you so much.
Oh.
On behalf of Jackson Pal, makers of Indocap SR, JP Tone syrup with iron, zinc, and vitamin B, Lycoret soft gel, and cramp off for leg cramps. I'm Dr. Deepika Chabra, and along with me are my teammates here today, Dr. Vipin Tyagi and Mr. Amit Saxena. All of us extend our heartfelt gratitude to your proactive support in providing healthcare services nationwide during the ongoing corona pandemic, our dear doctors. It has reminded everyone of your immense dedication in saving countless lives while putting your own life at stake. We sincerely thank you for having us as a partner in these extremely challenging medical emergencies. We are pleased to share a specialized yet simplified document, an advisory for running standalone clinics during the COVID times. We are really thankful to our chief guest today, Professor Dr. Sunil Kumar, Director General Health Services, Government of India, for gracing this occasion. And we are thankful to guests of honor, Principal Vardhaman Mahavir Medical College, Professor Raj Kapoor, Professor Jugal Kishore, Head of Community Medicine, VMMC and Safdarjung Hospital, Dr. B.B. Wadhwa, President, DMA, our MD, Sir, Mr. Rajpal Singh Kochar, and our Vice President, Sales and Marketing, Mr. Subir Bhaumik, for being with us today at this event. We thank Professor Jugal Kishore and Dr. G.S. Grewal, Chairman Mera Swasth Physicians Network, for jointly producing this document that is packed with knowledge and is terse. We feel privileged to be an academic partner in the formation as well as execution of this document. This handy ready reckoner will go a long way in taking on instant queries. As always, we look forward to your feedback and your support to our forthcoming events. Doctors' health is nation's priority. Thank you so much. Till our next event, it is a goodbye from all of us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you.